done first for the MP, Afro-Caribbean in the West Midlands. And I'll give you a little shock. I think I'm 60. and the reason why I told you, it has taken that long for the West Midlands to actually get a black person in there. That kind of like says a little bit that it's not quite right, is it? No. But my ambition is always not to be the first as such, not to be the only one, but to bring on other black Afro-Caribbean people into politics, and particularly into my area, West Midlands. As a black person, keep trying. Don't give up. You never know, okay, what's around the corner. 12 months ago, I'd done 40 years in the health service and I was looking to retire. I never dreamed, in a way, as much as I wanted it, as you do, that it would actually happen. But look, I'm here now to tell the tale of being an MP, and truly, truly honoured and feel blessed by it as well. And I don't want to let down my constituency. And I've got a lot of people's support as well.
Why did I become a rep? I just faced a few witnessed a few injustices. I wasn't always directly involved. The first one was when we were in the process of recruiting. I'm a scientist, so we were recruiting another scientist in the team, and I sat in on the evaluation after a series of interviews, and the manager was sitting there discussing with another manager about the performance of the interviewees, and they came across one. He was a Muslim, and he made the point through the course of his interview that he needed to go out and pray 5 times a day. He was very devout, easily the best qualified. He had a PhD, easily best qualified, and could have done the job no problem. But actually what happened was he was also the first to be struck off, because I remember the comment, well, we can't have him here, he'll never fit into the environment, and he won't get on with the dockyard workers. So it was one of these situations where he had to conform, he had to not be himself, he had to conform into the culture, but the organisation was unable to change to accommodate his needs. Clearly wrong, but I guess from my perspective, just newly started, I didn't challenge it. And the fact that I didn't challenge it has stuck with me. So I decided to use the trade union movement as my vehicle for inequality, challenging injustice in the workplace. So after that followed a series of firsts. So I became the first black rep prospect in my workplace. How long ago it was, it wasn't even Prospect's predecessor, which was IPMS, it was IPCS at the time. Then over the years I became the first black chair in Prospect Scotland. Then I got involved in the Scottish Trade Union Congress movement, and when black self-organisation kind of kicked off in Scotland, I got elected to the Black Workers Committee, attended Black Workers Conferences. This last weekend I got elected onto the Black Workers Committee for the 20th consecutive year. It's only been going 21 years, so I missed out on the first one. And then this year I got elected the first black president of the STUC in its 120-year history. So for most of my time as a rep, my focus has been using the trade union movement, its structures, its processes, navigating my way through it to address inequality. I have to say, Prospect support has been amazing at every stage. I think the work that we've done by prioritising race equality over the past year and a half is, and organising events like this, it's going to help. It's going to help us to recruit. It's going to help us to get more BAME reps who will be the workforce out there to recruit members and build our union.
And that's ultimately what this evening's been about. It's a start. You know, the Prospect decided 18 months ago through a conference motion that we were going to focus on BAME in Prospect. And we're 18 months through our journey, and this is to tighten things up, make things a bit more succinct, so that we can go out and say, look, this is what we're doing. And we make videos so that people can go on social media sites and see what we're doing. Yeah? Because it's all very well we at the top, you know, be supported, but it's getting to the members on the ground. And that's what we're trying to do. Get to our BAME workers on the ground. Look, this is what we're doing in BECTU Prospect. Come and join us. Come and be active. Okay.
My name's Roy. I represent Eat That Vlog. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate all of you on the esteemed positions that you've achieved in your careers. If I could ask you, could you name a challenge that you've encountered on your journey towards your current status? Or if you haven't encountered a challenge that you can remember, typical challenges that you've observed and a potential way to navigate them.
I just want to start.
Okay. There's one particular challenge that comes to my mind when I had an unsupported manager. The HR director that I'd had a good relationship with moved on, and I was wanting to stand for the Prospect National Executive Committee again, and I thought it was appropriate to approach my manager and say, I'm going to stand again, would you support me? And he said no. So I had to think what I did next. So I applied anyway and got elected. And between using up some annual leave and skipping a few meetings up, I might not have had a good attendance that particular year. The reason why I applied again was he was approaching retirement age and I just had to stay in the game long enough so that he did retire. And I got a new manager and I recalibrated that manager. Because before I used to go to the manager, can I go to this meeting? When the new manager came, I sat down, this is what I do. And he was generally, he was too new to challenge me. And so after that, I ended up saying, this is what I've done. So I did what I needed to do and reported back to him rather than ask his permission. So it is about sometimes staying in the game longer, a bit longer, so that you outlast your opponents.
Yeah, that's good when you wait until they're dead. You know. But no, mine's a little bit more recent. It's part of the campaign actually. When the election was called, and I was chosen by the NEC to go into Wolverhampton, they didn't choose me. I was, as they say, foisted on as such. And I had a challenge really to get people to, because if you remember the polls, you probably wouldn't, but Labour, when the election was called, Labour was going to be wiped out, okay? So all the seats, even though it was held originally, the seat was held by a Labour person, with a very small majority of 800. Well, I thought it was 500, and when I heard it was 8, I went, oh, great! Because that to me was good. I could see we're really... And you go there and you have a challenge where I'm the outsider coming in. There were other people from inside that wanted it, but then again they thought, we ain't going to win anyway. So for a while they were playing lip service to me, and I could sense it, and I can remember the very moment I was in my car, literally saying, what the hell? I'm not getting the support from the people that I should be getting support, and I made a very long list of what I should be doing. And I called up my union person and I said, you know, this is not right. And then I sent an email to Dave Prentice, my General Secretary, and he arranged to come and see me in Wolverhampton and tell him this is what I want, because at the end of the day, we were actually giving them money as well, and they weren't allowing me to do what I want, because as far as they're concerned, I felt I was cannon fodder. They were just pretending, claiming, oh, we'll go out on one Saturday and do this, and we won't go out the next. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's a short campaign, and I wanted to be every single day to go out there, knocking on the doors, getting out there, getting to the schools, and they were going, well, I don't know. So that was a challenge, and so you know what I had to do? I talked to somebody, and I had to get somebody from outside of that constituency to come in and help me, and he's now my manager actually. Right. And when they saw that, because then he was able to open doors which they were not doing, I can tell you that now, and I'll be honest, and they know that as well. And from then on it changed, and also the manifesto, when that came out, that was like a different beast altogether, and you could tell there was difference. But the challenge was what I remember sitting in my car thinking, I'm running this campaign on my own. Nobody really wants to give me that help, because as far as they're concerned, we were going to lose. And in my heart, I was saying, no, we're not. I knew we were going to win. And I said this to Dave, and his partner, Liz, said, we are, I don't know, whatever you want, we'll give you. And they did. They gave me the resources, they sent out, because all I needed was not so much money, I wanted people. That's what I wanted, and I got that. I got people, and I got people from Momentum, which I praise to the hilt, because they were coming out and knocking on those doors. We had campaigns, and everybody, you know what I mean? Because it was all sorts of political things that was going on in the Labour Party as well. But we won't go there because it's all lovely now. We all love each other and everything's fine. But it was a little bit, yes, it was a little bit different. And that was the challenge. That was my biggest challenge. And I thought I had challenges in the hospital. I thought I had challenges, but that was the biggest one. No, I did. And you know, I got over it. I got over it. And when we won, it was like some of them are still shocked because I shouldn't have won, you know. But the others, it was like the ones that were with me, because then you gather the ones that are going to be with you, and you leave out the ones that don't want to be with you, and you didn't bother with them, and they got vexed, because that's the word I used, because they got vexed and saying that I was doing this, that, and the other. Says, look, I ain't listening to you. I know what I want, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's what I've done. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to leave those ones behind you, right? And get on with what you want. Because as I said before, you will have more supporters than you have people that are against you.